Morning, everyone. It's Ali Reiner here, and I'm a relationship coach. I work with you if you're out of options, if you're stuck in that place where the only two solid ideas you've got at the moment are staying and putting up with the situation you're in, or leaving and hoping for the best at the other side. And there are other options, there are other ways of approaching it, there are other ways to open conversations up and to change the perspective and dynamic in your relationship. That doesn't necessarily mean that we've got to stay stuck and miserable or take our chances out there in the big bad world. If we take our chances in the big bad world, great, but at least we'll go out there with knowledge of what to look for next time and how to not fall into the same trap next time. Because otherwise, that's what happens. We do time and time and time again fall into the same pattern of behaviour. So anyway, today I'm talking about blame. It's something that gets such a lot of bad press, and it's something that I think is completely misunderstood. So blame is really, we're human apart from anything else, and we all feel anger, we all feel resentment, we all feel, blah. But we're taught that we shouldn't. We're taught that we need to let go of these things in order to be the best person we possibly can be. Now, I believe that that's the case, and I don't believe that we should look at blame as a way of apportioning it and a way of making it somebody else's problem. But we need to look at these feelings instead of just pushing them down, as as I was taught to do. It's nasty to blame, therefore I don't point the finger of blame, so I just push it down inside and I don't let anyone know that they're hurting me or they're upsetting me. I need to take that out, put it on the table and see what it is. What am I saying? What am I saying in my head? If I'm not screaming and shouting at my husband or my best friend or whoever it is that I happen to have this issue with, what am I saying in my head? And what does it actually mean for me? What are these words I'm saying and what do they mean for me? Until I know that, I don't have any chance to change what's happening. When I'm pretending, when I'm allowing the feelings to move inside me, but I'm not admitting to the emotion itself because I don't want to be seen as somebody who blames, either because I don't want to be a victim or I want to be a nice person, or just because I'm so conditioned not to do it that I don't, it's not part of my normal process. Get it out, put it down on the table, take a pen, take a piece of paper, or talk to somebody safe and just talk about what you are feeling. Now that being said, for me it's the very first step to changing, to making a shift in perspective that allows you then to start creating different options, coming up with different ideas in your relationship, in your marriage, in your long-term partnership. I would like to say, however, and this has come up again and again, blame is in no way an excuse for bad behaviour, ours or anybody else's. And when I talk about it, and I talk about throwing it out there, I don't mean throwing it at your partner, or vice versa, or accepting it from your partner. And I've had a few conversations recently where people are telling me that this idea of blame is not working because my partner blames me for his behaviour. He tells me if I wasn't such a nag, if I did this quicker, if I did this slower, if I was a better housewife, a better lover, a better mother, a better provider, a better, or whatever it happens to be, then he wouldn't be so angry. No, it works both ways. We take responsibility for our part. We take responsibility for where we stand and where we may be in the wrong. And that's why we look at what we're saying to ourselves when we're blaming other people for how we're feeling. On the other side, no partner ever can point the finger at you and tell you that you are causing him or her discomfort and therefore creating a behaviour that is unacceptable to you, to him, or to society. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. Every one of us is responsible for our own behaviour. We can't be angry unless we allow at somebody else unless we give them permission to make us angry. We have that power. We can stop it. We can stop it. They can stop it. So don't fall into the trap that somehow this is a job only for us. Nobody can pass the responsibility for their behaviour on to anybody else. And the only reason that we look at blame is in order to establish how we can change. We can change our part in that process, in the hope that it will make a big enough shift in our relationship that we can become happy, we can become content, and we can become much healthier, safer and freer within that self-same relationship. Or in order to see clearly that no, my behaviour is such that I can no longer stay in this relationship. I know that I am triggered by X, Y, and Z. I can work on those things so that in my next relationship, wherever that may be, whomever that may be with, I will not fall prey to these same patterns of behaviour. So that's all I want to share with you today. Blame, yes. Apportioning it, never. When I talk about sharing blame or looking at our pattern of blame, it is merely to understand what we can do to shift it if your partner wants to talk to me about it because he's spending an awful lot of time or she's spending an awful lot of time blaming you, blaming situations or people. Same rule applies for them. Send them to me and we can give them a plan of action as well. So thank you very much for listening. Any questions, as always, please do shout out. Okay, have a great day. Bye. Ooh, it didn't go off.